Welcome to Loleventvods. Watch the full game of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
Fnatic with a win to move themselves up and define their split to be the best. The problem versus the solution. I like that from GB.
Yeah.
That starts now. Azir, Poppy gone. Skarner already taken off the board as well.
Yeah, I think as well for Fnatic, though, I do want to see them kind of win this game cleanly, because I do still think they are one of the top teams in our league. But like when you look back at like their game against BDS, their game against Rogue, they actually end up losing some of those early games and then having like their phenomenal team fighting and relying on players like Upset and Mickey to pull them back into it. But I think I want to see just a strong, clean early game from them that leads into that late game and start to get that consistency into their gameplay.
While Callista's taken away, I like that consistent point. We want to see the best parts working together. As I mean, this is also a nice takeaway from Razork.
But I was going to say Maokai's open, which I thought would have been the better version, to be honest, because Vi, even back when they were still trading all the like Sejuani's, Vi's, and Maokai was kind of the one that came out on top, because if you engage on Vi, Maokai just slams the R button and the rest of your team gets CC'd, so you don't really get to play. So yeah, Oscar Rinnen even went a little, let's go. And he realized that he was going to get to select the Maokai. So so I think like Maokai taken here, fantastic. The question now is, do you want to take the Ezreal as well? Looks like it might be the Corki, but I think Ezreal, good shout if you want to, just to say, hey, that's the other kind of premier AD carry that is there. Well, it looks like they're going to take the Corki for themselves instead.
Woo! Corki fans unite. Well, for Upset Dagda, and I'll question you because before my program wasn't working, this is the first Upset Corki, but it is a flex. I mean, Humanoids pulled this out before. We know in EU, some teams are willing to flex it around. So not defined just yet, as it looks like GIANTX want to lock in their AD carry at least for a response and give Noah a bit more playmaking.
Yeah, I'm curious actually if you end up as Fnatic rounding out your composition with a pick for Oscar Rinnen here in the top side, maybe something like the Jace, and then you can always opt in towards like the Zaya Rakan, I think, for Mickey and for Upset, because especially when you've got the Y on the opposite side, having something that has that self-peel tool is just really, really nice. Also, it does relatively well into being able to farm up if you want to play into that Ezreal, but Aurora going to be taken here. So that's definitely something we've seen a lot of over in like the LCK and the LPL. Has that flex potential as well, can go top, can go into mid. So I think that's where we'll be waiting to see exactly what the game plan is here. But looks like for Fnatic, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of going for the Kai'Sa here. I think holding that Corki flex is actually more vital here, but now they're just going to go back towards it again.
Dagda, you're not going to believe me when I say this, but is this our first Aurora? You'd think surely not. I've just been watching LPL, LCK over and over. I know it's been banned a couple of times. It's actually been banned 6 times. It's never been picked.
No pick.
What?
Yeah, kind of crazy, because it is still a very, very strong champion.
Wow. Okay, so first Aurora for GIANTX. I never thought I'd be saying that. A lot of people globally would be like, yeah, who cares? It's just Aurora.
Yeah.
But in EU, a very different feel. As, and they also labeled that.
But if we're going more to the LCK style of draft, does that mean we get a Nivea top soon? Is that how this works?
Nivea top on 4, thoughts? How does Lot feel about that one?
I think he's a lot of emotions.
I mean, I'm just going to say it. I watched that game back. That Nivea did next to nothing. It had no control.
He was trying his damnedest to flash in, make things work, but, but look,
he had to.
But still, anyway, I don't think we'll be getting a Nivea this game. I think we'll be looking more at some sort of engage tool like a Rel being picked up here on this bottom side. So I think the Galio is basically GIANTX saying, hang on, you can still look for that Galio in the support role for Mickey. We want to try and go for the Rel. Whereas now with the Braum and the Rakan banned out, basically Fnatic are saying, we are going to take Rel. Are you going to ban it? And it's kind of a case of, hey, I think just ban the Rel. And just now, Mickey, I think, can go towards something that's a little bit funky, like the Alistar or a Leona. Probably the Leona. And then, actually Nautilus there as well, for that point and click. And then you can take the Alistar on the opposite side into the other answer.
But you mentioned support, and it's good here as well, because I was just thinking, I'm like, what if Oscar Rinnen goes for something like the Rumble, right? What if we get that AP? But AP jungle here, mixed damage for Kai'Sa, engage now set up. GIANTX, one of the only few supports left and available, as they're also looking for their top lane here. And Ambess is something we haven't actually seen yet. Oh, we have seen in the LEC. Not today so far, and hasn't been thought about in this draft. Would also complement some of the skirmishing nature is that Alistar needs to be locked in.
Yeah, so the Alistar's going to be taken. You're going to be very fine to go ahead with that. Now the question is, what is going where? And I think this is why we're kind of waiting to see where this Aurora was going before Oscar Rinnen locked in as champion. So they are going to send the Aurora, it looks like, into the mid lane. Not going to go with the Jax. I think then, is it just going to be something like the Gragas for Oscarinin if you go towards the Jax? Jace is also something that I wasn't sure if you wanted to answer with for Oscarinin. So they're actually going to try and take the Jace away with the feeling like they have enough engage. And now, yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what Oscarinin wants to answer with here.
I guess that Ambessa, what, last top laner left open, unless you want to play something like an Ornn.
Yeah, I think you're going to get bullied either way, so maybe you're just going to look for the lane swap instead. But I think Oscarinin honestly had a great performance on the Ambessa when he played it last time.
Yeah.
Was getting some sick engages off to really set themselves up for
his
the
best
place
performance,
from his, especially when they're playing from a deficit too. So I think, yeah, I like what both sides are bringing out. I think they've got good answers into each other. And you've got a lot of lanes that you can look to play around on both sides. So honestly, I think there's going to be a barn burner that just comes down to these team fights.
Let's hope, because GIANTX Fnatic ain't a pushover. This is a top of the table matchup. GIANTX will be our 4th team in playoffs today if they find this win. Fnatic, as I said before, move closer to the 6-1 mark. They move closer, they'll just be there. And when they are, they'll have 2 series left remaining. And a lot of people who came in will start thinking they're right when people were saying Fnatic would be the best team of winter. I know, Dagda, you were mentioning it. I know a lot of other people out there have been saying the same thing. With the roster change, everyone was like, this is going to be Fnatic's year.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have kind of seen Fnatic rise up the top. There's a lot of talk about what's happening in scrims.
Yep.
I think for me, though, like, this is still a team that I have a huge amount of faith in, but I just want to see those cleaner early games, because watching back a lot of their games is, you know, against BDS, they fell behind. That was the 1-1-3 Nidalee game where he was able to get that early lead, and then Fnatic had great team fights to come back later. And it's the same when you look at kind of 2 or 3 of the games they had where they do tend to fall behind, but it is that stellar team fighting that brings them back. For me to really fully believe in this team to take over, I want to see that clean early game that they can then snowball into those great team fights and leverage that.
Which might come from this, because Oscarinin's baiting that it is a solo lane top lane, but Mickey and Upset are sitting here waiting. How sus is Lot? Is he like, hang on a minute, bot hasn't shown? Well, nice, really smart from Lot.
I do think there was about 15 missing pings on the bottom side there, so I think they knew something was up and available. But yeah, I mean, not trading nicely, knowing that Mickey can't really do anything. So you are going to have to burn Oscarinin's TP now to get back into this bottom side to make sure you catch the wave. I'm actually just going to walk, so no, I'm not going to push that hard. I think the fact that Jun now is off the wave says to me that we're going to try and send Jun top. So they're looking for this very quick dive from Fnatic, but I don't know if they're going to be in a position to go for it before the the Alistar gets there.
Razork flashes immediately. Well, it doesn't matter because he gets Bramble Smash shielded around and Lot's just dead. Great combo, and Fnatic not afraid to pull the trigger.
Yeah, fantastic read from Fnatic, but do we get something on the opposite side is now my question, because Closer is there, still level 1 for Oscarinin, but I think, yeah, wave isn't big enough, so nice job from Fnatic. They read that Jun was going topside, but were able to get him out of position. Now, Lot, I think, might have to TP back to this top wave so he can get there. But do they try and go for a repiece? As Razork, I think, should hit, 3 on this next camp. If I'm right, yes. So do they try and go for that? But even Razork's a bit low, so it looks like, Fnatic just going to back off instead.
He will get a bit of healing from the passive and being in jungle, but my biggest question is, you're right. Will he be able to get anything from the level up as well to give confidence? Lot has Jun by his side now as well. As Razork's just going for another camp, so maybe not thinking about it for now, as level 2 is hit by Upset and Mickey. Jun is hit level 2 as well, but Lot is still just sitting here without anything to combo.
Yeah, I think you're fine, though, as Fnatic, with this being the case, because you've got that early kill on towards the Kai'Sa, which is fantastic. You're going to get that full topside jungle, now move back into your own. And Ambessa isn't really being set behind that much. Sure, she hasn't been able to CS, but you see she's got a full level lead over Lot. And this is what we've seen a lot of teams go for, is if you have a Jace in the enemy team, just focus him. He's just not that useful if he doesn't get to go. Now, you can still go for that tank build, but you still kind of want those leads as a Jace.
Yeah. And as my ears are ringing, because you were like, getting a kill on Upset is good early, especially since the analyst desks were talking this guy up massively. Oh, what a surprise. We have something prepared about how good he was up only last week.
I mean, Upset's been insane. The desk kind of highlighted it as Noah going to get
great kiting.
Taps.
Hang on a minute. Noah just E'd. Ooh, but I guess Oscarinin, long cooldowns early on Ambessa. Don't get your hopes up here as he's on a ward. He's still quite low. He's got the pot ticking, but GIANTX have support. This was what was called the problem. That's Noah, who now needs to get forward and get his Arcane chip, but he doesn't have it on cooldown yet. he won't flash for the Q. So Oscar in and out with his own flash.
Yeah, but now the Razork's on the top side.
Good interrupt.
GIANTX needs to get out of here.
Upset has Berserker Grease. He's going to get that second skin passive immediately, and Razork now trying to zone out. Is going to pick a target onto Jun, who flashes away, but enables Rail Smash, and one person's dying here. Who's it going to be as Mickey steps up, goes forward, can't get the trade kill. Upset with a second skin, and let's be clear. This is the dude who now has 2 kills.
Upset is popping off in the LEC this split. He's been majorly aggressive in team fights, flashing forward where he needs to on Kallistas, and now 2 kills already on this Kai'Sa. This man is going to be huge in this game with the setup that he has.
This lane swap working wonders here as GIANTX. We look at how they got concaved.
Yeah, and Jun tries his best here, like flashes underneath the tower, then gets the knockback. But they just don't have enough in the tank to actually keep the Maokai there. And then Mickey, even with that turret shot, barely survives. And Locke can't go forward because he ends up dying in the end if he does. So he has to retreat. And as Oscar and TP back to bot, he's now only extending the lead that he has for himself in the XP levels between the top lane.
You see GIANTX are getting antsy now. I mean, with that top lane lead, or rather 80 carry lead, trying to invade and flip the map a little bit here, and that's what they've done, sending Ezreal top, but now Upset just mismatches the lane, walking towards bot where Mickey's already standing. Now with the recurve bow as well, this 2v1 will continue.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what... Yeah, Razork's just going to go and get some vision for 1, Dragon, 2, Camps, and 3, a potential play on towards the Jace again. So they're going to try and look for Jace. They're moving Jun down to answer for this, but now Razork spots him, doesn't have any cooldowns, just use them on towards the Krug, so it will just be Locke trying to pick up a fairly big wave under a tower, but I don't know if he's going to be allowed to.
It's a big question, isn't it? I mean, Razork, how are we the XP bar? He's only just hit level 5, so nothing to talk about with the ulti, as the poke's already come through. His flash is being reminded by Dagda here as a twisted advance is what I'm waiting for. He bramble smashes, looking to juggle aggro. There's the engage. Mickey takes it. Razork tanks it and now tries to get away and does so. Onto the minion, by the way. So that's an easy juggle. It's a double that goes to Mickey. But hard work deserves a hard reward.
Look, bot lane is about the 2 of you. You're in this together. If Upset gets 2 kills, Mickey gets 2 kills. When Jake sings, there's not a hope I'm going to sing, but it does mean you end up with more turret plates, and Jace being set further behind again. Now, Void Grubs were taken by Vi, but I don't think it matters, and this was just great execution. So Razork uses the sapling to start it off, get the slow, literally walks up, just knows that at this stage his flash is off cooldown. He's always got that twisted advance to try and get away from this. And Jun tries to go for the nice timing on the knock-up, but just barely messes it up so you don't get the CC long enough to follow through. Good
buffer. Oscar in and now looking for his path out, but is he in trouble? Good trample as well from Jun, and all they need is a shot. And there you go. Problem becomes the solution for the GX 2v1.
Yeah, definitely needed something back for GIANTX there. You can see even with the 2 kills, Noah's still at least able to keep it in touching distance. Like, only less than 200 gold is actually pretty nice for them, but it's only going to get worse because you can see here, level 4 on loss. He's behind the support on experience.
Yep.
And Mickey having ticked over to that level 5, I think Lotta's just like, can we please stop believing me, please?
I mean, Mickey's going to be tankier so much earlier as well. And Leona damage, nothing to froth at. As EU will know, back in the Misfits days. I think we'll still think about Fervor of Battle, by the way. Do you remember that? Well, Game 4, Game 5, quarterfinals. Yeah. Misfits versus SKT. Yeah. I still, and that's when my Leona battles began myself. As out of the way from Hun, Summer, and Igna, we look at Mickey X, who, again, already mentioned, quite tanky. He's going to help up with Dragon as Fnatic take this and balance out the first objectives of the game. Grub's already taken by GX earlier on. But now Dragon's going to drop. Closer can't get in there, even with his ulti. Fnatic are now on the board too.
Yeah, I think the question is, what do Fnatic now do? Because this wave has hit him bot side, so do they want to try and go for the 2v2 lane and just match it, with feeling that Bess is now in a position with the like 3-level lead, kind of 2 and a bit level lead that she has, that she can just bully loss?
Well, I guess so. I mean, Oscar, oh, Jesus. Levels matter a lot in League of Legends, and so do 3-pointy swords. As Oscar in and again keeps zoning him out. And yeah, this is the thing about lane swaps I think we don't talk about, because we always look at what's going on ahead of us. But because Oscar in and got so much more time, as you were talking about with the experience, this is an impossible lane for Lot.
Yeah, it just doesn't get prettier. So it looks like Fnatic are just happy to match this. You do have a minute until Void Grub, so I wasn't sure how much they wanted to go for. Hey, let's push bot, try and then go for the mismatch lanes once more. But
who made this champion?
But like his public execution's up very, very soon. Like you have to be incredibly careful as loss. Public execution CC into a full combo, you are dead.
The guillotine in public, in front of everyone. Lot right now just hoping he can gather the experience as best he can. You know he's thinking about it,
He's in death range, yeah. Lot needs to be very quick on the flash trigger here. You can see Oscar trying to hide out of vision, not to let him know.
Kill. Where, when, how, Dagda? These are all the questions I have about this dive coming up.
Well, there's Vi in behind Lost, so I don't think with Closer there, you can actually go for this play as Oscar in. Lot, if he steps up, okay. Yeah.
0 damage.
But again, like, look at the resets now. So you've already got Fnatic that are resetting to move back to the bot lane. Lot is probably going to have to match this, but maybe it's just Oscar and able to move down to bottom side because the Closer's reset, so they're not going to try and contest this Void Grub change. May just try and go for the dive and the punish on Oscar in. So he's TPing now. Point and click CC and Closer. There's a potential here for GIANTX to dive the top laner. Even Lot's coming down.
With everything up and available, though, I still just wonder, Oscar in, and it feels like this is the kind of the case you take someone with him as well. Clears out the wave, nice, good lacerate here. The Drakehound step continues bopping him around, and remember, at this point as well, Oscar in and cooldowns aren't actually as much as they used to be.
You also don't have the level 6 for Jund. They need one more wave for that. So, yeah, Mickey now going to try and stop him from moving in.
Side step, really nice. Shield of Duran slows down the play, and Oscar spotting this out. I mean, they're still turning it into a dive. There's a big minion wave here to deny. Oscar's going to try and get it as he tries to survive as well. There's the ulti and lands all the way to Closer. Mickey's here to help out. Oscar flashes away, but solar flare. Mickey, you're so fine. And Oscar wants to make you mine. A trade onto Closer, no. With the shot ramping up, Noah takes a bit as well. Mickey's now stuck under 3 members. But where does it go from here? GIANTX asking the question. I'm pondering it. Mickey's thinking about it. They just want the turret so that then he's a dead man. It's a demolish, it's a proc, it's a flash. Mickey's away while it is a race for first turret. GIANTX have won that battle.
But Jackie's died in the mid lane on that fight as well. Plus, you're about to lose the top tower. So yes, you do get the tower quicker on that bottom side, but Fnatic are about to answer. But it was looking a little dicey on that bottom side.
There's a Fnatic pause. Everyone at home, as you can see on the bottom of your screen, there's audio issues of some kind. Look at it and go, well, maybe there's a reason.
Maybe you should get that checked. Yeah. You know what?
Right, memory of a goldfish back in action. 2.5k gold lead for Fnatic in this early game. And we're going to get a replay of this dive. Yeah. No, we're going to get a replay of mid.
Oh, Jackie just gets destroyed by Humanoid.
Or is it?
Oh, he missed the Q as well. That was questionable from Jackie's.
I'm sorry, that phosphorus bomb, to be fair, did a lot of damage.
Yeah, but look, here's the dive, right? So they're trying. Jun goes forward so that then he can get the wave with Closer to hit level 6.
Yep.
Then he's the one that's tanking up with the Unbreakable Wheel. There's the public execution to jump onto Closer to buy that space. And then watch the solar flare here. So immediately on towards the Jace underneath the tower. So he ends up falling then. And then they're nearly able to turn around. No, actually picking up an extra turret shot when he wasn't meant to. But Jackie's
trouble again.
Do they? I think they're okay. With 3 people, I don't think Fnatic can do this. So, yeah, they're just going to back away and use Upset to get back mid, so then he can defend the mid lane tower. But, yeah, you can see Fnatic, like, they are very quickly trying to capitalize on these winning side lanes and just overload. And it's very difficult for GIANTX to match because they just don't have control, really.
So as Jackie sits in the side wave, I want everyone to pay attention to the fact that we got Dragon spawning in 15 seconds. He is in the right side of the map, hence having no TP. And I'm looking towards top laners. Locke can join in. Oscar in has to start walking down now. As Fnatic are just looking through priority in these waves, maybe an opportunity to get someone as Noah's right on a ward. Perfect execution.
Oh, we got him.
Public, and yeah, easy as that, isn't it? Noah's dead. Upset gets the kill credit, and this is how strong Ambessa is. As long as you land the button, there's one from Closer in return. He's running for his life, trying to lacerate his way out of this one, but it becomes a trade. Top laner for 80 carry down. Nature's Grasp. Isengard's left. I don't know what's on the right, but back to the Shire, apparently, as Mickey sends a solar flare. 2 strange ults from Fnatic, but the damage has been done to make sure they start this Dragon first.
Yeah, they will still go over towards the Dragon, so nice job on the pause.
On with Upset as we come back. He's in trouble. He just flashed out of a big circular vehicle known as Between Worlds. Now, Jackie's didn't ride it, instead just left it out, and now Upset has got one summoner down.
Yeah, I mean, nice attempt by GIANTX on the mid wave. Also then opening up now for Lot to try and get some much needed go back and play up towards this top side. So I think overall, like, two nice quick plays from GIANTX to get some much needed go back for themselves.
Well, there's 1,500 still in the lead for Fnatic in this early game. The feat of strength has not been picked up by either side. 3 grubs apiece. Doesn't mean that, well, the advantage of objectives has already gone to Fnatic, so we're just waiting for that first turret, and the third kill's already gone down, so we assume it was Fnatic who's actually already picked it up.
Yeah, I think the question mark for me now is how Fnatic want to try and play this, because I think putting Upset in the mid wave kind of works out best for you. I think Humanoid should be answering on the spot wave, but...
Jack. What?
Yeah, like... Well, nicely done, sorry, by Jackie's, but at the moment, Fnatic have no real pressure on the map. Because if you look at this, you've got push here from Loss going in here. You've got at least a little push coming through on this top side, but that's going to be answered by Jackie's. But you're now opening up for Lot to continue to push or to move around the map. Like, he's able to now join up and contest any sort of vision. You can also then shift the Ezreal up into a position where he can now match for the likes of these upcoming Rift Herald in 30 seconds. So you're kind of putting Humanoid now in a position where he has to burn the TP, whereas GIANTX don't have to. So I know it seemed like it was just so you could give the rev buff across the Upset, but I don't think that really should have been as big of a deal, because now both side lanes are in GIANTX's control, and Fnatic, actually, Oscarina might get dove on here with the closer ultimates.
There is good damage in return onto Jackie's just by himself for now. As you said, closes in range of a Vault Breaker into a cease and desist, but Jackie's is the one I'd be more worried about. If there's a perfect execution here, rather public, as Oscarina now hits level 11, there's probably enough burst with Shield Bash that could do the job. As Herald now spawns, everyone moving up, and Dagny is setting us up for this. That Corki needs to get turret and TP. Yeah,
I don't know if they are going to TP, though, because Humanoid doesn't really have much mana. This is a dangerous one, and Upset not having flash leaves him very vulnerable, so I think it is just going to be give this one up. Yeah. Fnatic going to try and look for the mid lane turret just off of raw power instead.
And Oscarina just burned the public execution behind on Jackie to try and get some kind of way in. Missed it, and Fnatic leave it at that. So Herald goes down. Tier 2 turret now under threat. That's the option here for Fnatic as they move down to make sure it's a smooth path. The minion wave is healthy enough, and with 3 grubs, Humanoid's got enough damage. 2 turrets for the trade. Ain't bad.
Can Fnatic get out, though? GIANTX starting to move in. Closer has that flash engage, and Upset still doesn't have his. Mickey trying to play bouncer.
Tree Wizard gets knocked into. That's Jun. The Cow follows up, but Ryan Flash here won't have anything more. There's cease and desist. Nature's Grass defensively used. Look at Razork trying to save his support. Flash for Flash. They're closer. They get the chase. A shutdown into the ground as GIANTX took that chase. And they took it personally.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if GIANTX were just immediately going to move mid and try and break open that mid lane tower with the Rift Herald there as well. Try and punish the fact that you're now down that support and a ton of the engage tools on Fnatic. But it looks like they have to get Lot back to cover this top side instead. So it is just going to be a pick, but Tier 2 tower is a lot of gold that's gone over to the hands of Humanoid and Upset.
It really is. For GIANTX fighting an uphill battle still in this game. A little bit of a bug with Spectator from my understanding, because, I mean, 3 kills have already been picked up, unless in the first turret has as well. I'm assuming feat of strength went over to Fnatic is irrelevant now, because GIANTX are playing the chase in this replay.
Yeah, at this stage, it's just Fnatic trying desperately to get away. Losing Mickey isn't the end of the world, because you're getting still Mbessa with more control over that top side. She's getting to push in. You got the Tier 2 tower, which is a ton of extra gold, and you're getting away with a lot of free... well, you're getting away with mostly unscathed there, only losing Mickey. Now Fnatic once more trying to set up on this bottom side. It does feel like they're not comfortable leaving Humanoid alone on this bottom lane, so Mickey gonna have to come help.
Just got the Gatling gun in my ear. That's the real one this time. And I'm wondering here, as GIANTX still group around. Jackie's away. Into the portal he goes, and how much information does Fnatic have? Razork's now peeking in there, want a full-on fight. Mickey goes into the choke, and they're going to put this all on the line. Upset needs to reposition as Mickey is in the middle of 3 people, and he's just dead immediately. The poke lands from Upset, and he's thinking about going in. The public execution lands as well, and now Lot's just dead. Jackie's with the Between Worlds is big, though, but he's drawn the attention of Fnatic. Razork needs to survive for long enough, but as he dies, it is a trade for GIANTX in their favor. 3 for 2. They split the fight so well.
Yeah, immediately Fnatic go in because Mickey thinks I can split up the fight enough that Razork can lock down Noah, and with Oscarina coming, we can also try and kill Noah in the midst of that, but it's immediate cleanse. We get to see it here. Like, in theory, they want to try and split up the fight in this direction, and then they can go on towards Noah in this top side, but he immediately cleanses as Razork goes in. so ends up repositioning. Now Razork is actually out of the fight, and it just means the rest of GIANTX can focus on towards this bottom side. Oscarinin does end up getting on towards Lost, and they do get the turnaround. But now thinking, hey, we've got the numbers advantage, we can go for it. But Jackie's finishes off Humanoid, and Razork hoping to set up for the re-engage here with 2 healthy carries. Ends up falling too quickly, and then you just don't have anything to keep Noah locked up.
The pieces are pulling it apart, and Noah and Jackie's are actually in a good spot here as Lot now teleports in, gets them poked down, not too much on Upset, but the Herald gets a charge. GIANTX are trying to bring the pace up. As 5 members move down into River, they want the Dragon, they want to stop Fnatic from getting this 3rd stack. Solar Flare is what shows that as Solar Flare after the fact, and Nature's Grass lines down the middle. True Shot Barrage doesn't do too much work, but look at this. Fnatic separated again at closest light, but Jun has to flash away because his ulti is seconds away from being up. GIANTX had that at one moment, but Fnatic, their poke is starting to reel it in.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey goes in on towards Jun and is basically just playing as a scapegoat because they can turn on towards Closer, prevent him from really getting value from the ultimates, and there's just no way GIANTX can follow up on that engage. So now, Fnatic, Dragon, move over to Adakan. GIANTX starting to move down, but they don't have an Alistair, so it's going to be on
Jackie's between worlds again onto Humanoid. The poke's there. He goes over, flashes, but Upset's got his number. Jackie's drops to the ground. There's a killer instinct in Upset's eyes. And once again, the 80 carry of Fnatic is carrying this home. GIANTX on the retreat. Voracious Adakan taken. And Oscar now spinning like GIANTX's life depends on it. You give Upset the carry power and he'll take it all the way.
Jackie's was flying around the fight and Upset said, that looks fun. I'm going to immediately kill you and then fly over to kill Noah as well. Adakan was picked up now. It looks like Fnatic, I mean, they are in such a good spot to close out this game. GIANTX are fighting hard, but there's just nothing they can do.
And again, Fnatic in this game got early couple of kills. We said it was great for Upset. We said it was great for Fnatic. We are now seeing in those fights what that early gold advantage meant, and how Fnatic are using it in these drawn-out fights.
And fair play to Jackie's, because you have to do something with, especially when Adakan is this low, but doesn't quite get the kill, trade 1 for 1, and then Upset, just flies in. That final auto, despite the CC from Jun, ends up picking him off. Upset and Razork finish off the Adakan, and Oscarinin is just chasing GIANTX all the way home.
Nature's Grasp again. Jackie's doesn't have the Between Worlds flash or anything, but he's too far away. He'll get rooted up, but it just zones away GIANTX and gives Fnatic free access to this tier 2 turret. Miniwave coming in, and that's just gone. And with the Adakan buff as well, Fnatic can play this mega aggro.
And I think that's one of the things that Razork has been great at with this Maokai is those zoning ultimates, especially for the tier 2 towers, making it impossible to really defend. Now Noah trying to be between 2 lanes here, and Fnatic may not like that, as Oscarinin will get this first tower. How heavy are they going to commit to this?
Solar Flare, is it a bait? Or rather, Zenith Blade, excuse me. There's good poke coming out from Noah, but Mickey flashes shield of Durand.
Oh, that was
Public
so close.
execution was the setup from it as well. But it narrowly misses. The poke coming through as Fnatic are now trying to get away, but remember, they still have that buff. Upset is on a flank right now. The Between 2 Worlds are set on out as Fnatic are hard losing this one. As you'd expect, the cease and desist gets the final. 600 gold and the debuffs away. As, I shouldn't say debuffs, they just lose the GA. Upset didn't want to go on the fight.
Great reaction speed from Noah at the start of the fight though. Mickey with the flash forward, and immediately Noah arcane shifts away, so the public execution doesn't hit. It was a good attempt from Fnatic, but Noah just too quick for them. And it does mean that they've gotten the majority of those Adakan buffs off. I think Upset is the only one that still has it available for them. But with nothing on the map, it's not like Fnatic are really in a position to be punished for it or even to get too much, even if they don't have the Adakan.
And after that as well, by the way, Upset went back, 3rd item picked up. He's got an Ashes in hand, so there's an upgraded W now available for this Kai'Sa. And Upset's damage, along with his poke, is going to be showing you why it's good to invest in this 80 carry. He's 1,400 ahead of his counterpart. By the way, 1,900 is Humanoid ahead of Jackie's this game, despite Jackie's having these big picture ultis. Humanoid's just chilling.
I do like Fnatic though, just playing off of these 2 wave states. They drop top side, they drop bottom that last play and just continuously saying, hey, Oscarinin can take this. Now there again, these zoning ultimates on towards the tower, force you back. And they've already got the push on bot side, so Fnatic are just slowly but surely taking everything. And with a potential Hextech Soul now in a minute and a half, GIANTX have to do some real heavy lifting if they hope to get some more control back over the jungle.
They're getting schooled a bit here in this game, aren't they? Feels like Fnatic are really good at dotting their I's, crossing their T's in this mid game, and you wanted to see Fnatic and how they push a game, how they clean it up a bit as well, right? I think this is showing us quite a lot. They're set up around these turrets, using the Maokai. I think when Razork is the fuel of this team and has been for a few years now, it feels like that's really what we're getting here in this mid game.
Yeah, and especially now that you have like Upset as fed as he is, but Mickey, X-Flash over the wall, they're just going to try and kite it back. Razork still doesn't have ultimate, so GIANTX trying to play for that poke and play forward. Because if Mickey is in a range, you're not really struggling, and Noah has that cleanse for any sort of solar flare. But Fnatic, Rupus 5 on mid, that dragon in 40 seconds, it's all about getting control, but Closer stuck his way in behind.
Solar Flare doesn't connect either. An opportunity for GIANTX, cease and desist between worlds, and AoE paradise for Jackies, but he's stuck against the wall. He comes out of Invis, gets out eventually. His humanoid is now just starting between, doing the rest. You thought it was perfect for GIANTX, but there's a little small man and a dog firing out guns. After calling the police, Fnatic say it was just our business. Jun and Razork swap spots. Razork is greeted, or rather Oscarinen is, by Jun, the mad cow over the wall. And all it takes is one more, but he's going to be out, while Fnatic, it just felt so good watching Humanoid.
That was so close for GIANTX. Like, I love the idea from Closer. Get in behind Upset, focus this Kai'Sa down, but they burn everything. Jun flashes in or goes in for the follow-up. Jackies ends up burning him out. And now you're kind of like, well, who has the rest of the damage? Like, Noah's actually in a good position here, but Humanoid is unleashed. Tear-throughs GIANTX on that top side. They managed to get on towards Noah here as well. And then at that stage, Lot, those levels, the 4-level difference on this Jace versus Humanoid. Oh, they got
again. Set up for Upset. It's Mickey who jumps in, and now with the second skin, Upset gets the first kill of the battle. And a battle it will be for GIANTX as they run away. Twisted advance with a Bramble Smash. Another one bites the dust. GIANTX left with 3. A Nature's Grasp again. Jun to block. Noah still hit. And Razork looking to fish a little bit more. He twists, he advances, he executes, and Noah will not advance. GIANTX trying to poke away. They are getting good damage, but at the end of the day, Upset still stands. And the new Fnatic, God, it's hard to look at them without this gleeful trance.
Without a big smile on your face if you're a Fnatic fan. The combos, the synergy are there. Their team fighting looks sick. The early game in this one was fantastic. Fnatic making a statement here against GIANTX that there is a difference between 4-2 and potentially a 6-1 Fnatic.
Making a real big set out for Fnatic being the best team. And again, we're in our last week, but we're going to start thinking about who is the best. Fnatic fans really reeling it in. Remember, tomorrow they've got KC, SK on the last day as well. If they win this, if they beat KC, then Fnatic will be our best team.
Yeah, I mean, Movistar Koi were able to beat them on day 1, but this looks like a different beast as GIANTX. Like, this was sick. Razork with the knockback, the immediate public execution. Mickey to follow. He does give his life for it, but the follow is there. They managed to get on towards Jackies. And then Fnatic, they turn over towards the big purple worm. Now that Red Bull Baron power play is about to become very dangerous for GIANTX because they've got very little left on the map.
And the siege has just been so easy. We've been watching Fnatic walk up to these turrets and pushing GIANTX off actually quite easily. So now with Baron, it makes it so much easier as they've also got the Hextech Soul as well.
It's almost like you should first pick Maokai.
Oh,
because he's really strong. He is, yeah. So now Razork going to be able to hit the OR button again, and then you got to run away from it, and now you get the tower, and there's just nothing really you can do.
The March of the Ents again. Jun straight into the ulti, public execution into the back line, and watch Upset go. They spiked it up so that he can smash it down. It's a double kill already. 3 members left standing, and all I'm going to do for you at home is watch Upset, who's getting kills fed into him. Close is going to be next up. It's Humanoid, who steals away the possible Penta. 5 members of Fnatic, although low, have 1 Nexus turret to go. Demolish in hand, and GIANTX will not stand. It's Noah who's going to get poked over and over again. Upset to clean it up, and this Fnatic clears all.